Is there not a situation where a diabetes person can go to the emergency room and get their
Right, they can go to Ada, but again, you know, that's the 90 miles away, and the young man we're talking about is full-time employee. It's difficult for him to take off Monday through Friday. He will, and he'll have to, but he's going to have to take off from work to do that. He works at your aunt, for if it's at the clinic, he wouldn't have to miss work, wouldn't have to take off, wouldn't have to drive the 90 miles to go to the hospital.
But that's a long way. What I was meaning was someone like that needs to have a checkup right then to get their medicine started so that they can wait till.
Yeah, exactly. And that's,
like you
you know,
said, you take 9.
there needs to be some type of emergency consideration for when the diabetics blood sugar is high, ought to be able to get in and not have to make an appointment that's over 2 months away. Yes, sir.
You mentioned economic development. Did you have certain ideas for Panola District?
I've got several that are in my mind. They're thinking about, we'd welcome anything. We'd welcome a manufacturing facility. We would welcome maybe some economic incentives to some of the existing businesses that they would get a stipend if they would provide meaningful employment to Chickasaw citizens. All along the Red River, which the Panola District covers miles and miles and miles, there's a big demand for sand and gravel. That would be great if there was a plant that could provide that service, generate revenue for the tribe, and also provide meaningful jobs for citizens.
For deep information, are you aware of citizens who live outside the nation and what we call at-large?
And the at-large, and I've been working with those, and of course I have a lot of relatives that live around. I've got a dear cousin that lives in Knoxville, Tennessee, and they take advantage of some of the services. I think we need to do more for those that are outside of the district, since they are our family also. And my goal is to do everything possible for every citizen. And I'm not a legislator now. I haven't been in, so I know that I can't stand here and make promises, but I know that I will do the best that I can to provide the service to every citizen that needs a service. Yes, ma'am.
You're a full-time teacher?
I am an elementary principal right now.
What kind of time allotment could we expect that you would devote to your Chickasaw?
If I'm elected, this is going to be my priority. Okay? I guarantee you this will be my priority. And I am in an excellent position in the school system. Okay. Do you know about the retirement formulas? Okay. Okay, for where I'm at, my age is 53, and I've got 27 years of service. That equals 80. Okay. So that means I could have retired last year. Okay. So what I want to do, if this is my priority, I think this is where I can make the most good. I've done 27 years of serving students, and I'm very proud of what I've done. Any job that I am, I'm totally committed to it, and I'm results oriented. And I think that I, as a legislator, that I can do a lot of good for, I don't know the exact number, we got 50,000 citizens, is that right? 47,000 something. I can do a lot more good for 47,000 people than I can for the 350 that I've got in my building. And I'm committed. And that's a good question when you brought that up. And I really would like to have a reason to go ahead and retire.
We have 300. 300 little ones.
Well, I love my kids, and you got to understand, I love them, but 300 students equals 600 parents.
Yeah.
And then we got 600 parents, and then in my school we got a lot of step parents and unparents, and it goes on. Being an administrator, I've got a lot of satisfaction, a lot of heartfelt by being in the school business. Just a real quick story. Let me take. I don't want to take my minutes. No. I was going to tell you, I help people, and that's what I do. And there's a young lady that is a veterinarian, just graduated from veterinarian school in Texas A&M just not a short period ago. And one of my greatest rewards, she sent me a thank you card. And she said, I want to thank you because what you did for me has made it possible for me to be where I am today. So those are one of the type of awards that I've gotten out, and I can do the same for the Chickasaw citizens if I'm elected to legislature. Yes, ma'am.
How important is it to you to regularly attend the diverse council meetings all over the state?
All over the state. That's a tough question. I don't know. You know, we've got 1,700. Well, they reduced it. It was 1,733. I got an email last week that 9 of those voters were taken out. So we've got 1,724 members. The Panola district, I think the legislature has to be there to listen to those people that are elected. I think that's what the priority needs to be. Visiting the council meetings, I think being in touch with people, that's great. But you know, out of those 1,724 people, there are a lot of needs, and that needs to be the priority of the person that's elected by that district.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to say, I've run across some people that say they're Chickasaw. I met several here just the last few weeks,
Yes, sir.
and they live just outside of Chickasaw, just outside of Pontotoc County. But they didn't even know where nothing was located at Chickasaw Nation, the headquarters, and they are registered voters, but they didn't know anything about Chickasaw Nation, hardly much. But they do pay well, and the benefits are good. But that's about all they knew. So, what kind of? I guess we got citizens all over the world, but is there any kind of limit to all that, or what?
As far as I'm not really for sure I'm understanding. I know that it's the same way in Panola District. Panola District is somewhat L-shaped in Bryan County, so Durant's not in Panola District. It's just to the east of it. And we've got a lot of Chickasaws that are throughout the county. I think we've got 400 and something in the entire county, and very few in our district. And whenever I talk to them, oh yeah, I think, you know, I've talked to all Chickasaw, I don't know. So I run into that a lot, and I do think that we probably need to spend a little more time trying to educate all of our citizens on the boundaries, the services. One of the things that I like is when Brent started his job at Windstar, they have an orientation, which each member goes through, and they learn about the Chickasaw history, and they take a ride to Ada to see the Capitol, and they learn a lot about that. We do need to be educating all of our citizens a little bit better. You know, I'm proud of my heritage. You know, I love being a 7th generation Chickasaw living in the Panola District. I talk about that all the time. Not everybody has the knowledge of the background of their ancestry to celebrate it like I do. Yes, sir.
Being that you've been in education for so many years, what experience do you think you bring to the table as an actual legislator in fulfilling the duties of the legislative functioning?
Okay. When you look at the requirements for a legislature, or what makes a good legislature, you can go down the list, and you know, you got to have honesty, you got to have integrity, the ethic and the work ethic that goes with it. Okay, and I've got those. I've got the work ethic. That's you know, I work all the time. I do that. I think the #1 requirement for a legislature is to be committed to the people that legislature is serving, and I've got that commitment. You've got to be committed to those people, be willing to listen to their needs, and be able to react so that wherever they may live, if they live within those boundaries of the Panola District, or if they live outside the district, be committed to listening to them and addressing their needs. One of the things that I've always thought was, you know, that I'm going to do is that I want to meet their needs so that every citizen that we've got is getting every service that they need, and I'll do whatever I can. So that sense of commitment, you know, you got to serve your people honestly. You got to serve them, you know, with dedication. Thank you. Thank you all.